In commitment to our civic duties as individuals, as young people who want to increase the quality of our democracy, we think it is important that we engage and inform the youth vote. And that is why we're here today. This is Conversation on Law. With us today is a candidate for governorship in this election. His name is Prince Eniola Ojajuni. He's a candidate from the New Nigeria School Party. This conversation will span. We'll be speaking with him so we can get a view into his politics and we can get a view into his life. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay. So that said, sir, I think it's delightful for us to have you, and I'll thank you for honoring us and listening to you and get your voice. But let's get to know you a bit. What is your backstory, sir?
It's my pleasure having you guys here. My name is Prince Ojajuni. I'm from Erona Ikori. I'm from Igbo Kingdom, Ilaje in Ondo State. And I was born and brought up. I was born in this state and brought up in Lagos. And I'm a lawyer. I'm also a businessman. I'm a consultant. And I ventured into the Nigeria political space in 2003 when the policy of the CBN then Sanusi was targeted against some set of people in this country. I think that policy affected my business, and I think there need for me to contribute to the political space. So to go to the House of Assembly and to see if I can sponsor and to put this on B that can easily projected the business community in our country, in our state, Nigeria, and that's I contest for Lagos House of Assembly. Then I came second in that elections, and after I lost the election with about 25 votes, and I came to Ondo. I have to return back home. So I came back to Ondo 2016 elections where I was an aspirant under the Alliance for Democracy because of some political, you know, we are coming to that side. I have to go to YDP, and the same thing I met in YDP. So I don't stop there because of the passion I have for this country and particularly my state. The democracy has found in this state has I will never stop it, and I will continue pursuing it until I get that position so I can be able to put things in the right direction. Then I was the first youth in this country declared for president of Federal Republic of Nigeria under the same party, AD. Unfortunately, when we look at the monetary pass aspect of the electoral process, it's a huge of amounts of money. So we think that we look at if about 20 or 4 or 25 candidate aspirants they can come together and form coalition that we can have a formidable youth force that can face this PDP and APC of things. Unfortunately, that some of us are so passionate about personal admissions and making profit in the political sector. So the coalition was unable to work out, and I have to step down for Olawepo before I discovered that Olawepo was one of the parties. I have to withdraw my support to support Sowore, and because I share the vision and the passion of Sowore to looking at I'll be fighting for the fundamental of this country. So I have to support him, and by electioners have to he came forth or thought in the election. So I haven't stopped there. Keep on pushing their vision for a new Ondo State, new Nigeria. So I declared for the governorship of Ondo State last year, October last year, and I was in ADC, putting every resources and going
Okay,
from.
let me stop you there, sir. So let's start from the summary. Is you are dogged. You are somebody who feels that you have a vision for this state and you want to actualize that vision.
Yeah,
And that is what has driven you through
yeah,
the experience that you shared.
yeah.
So let's start from Sowore. So Sowore is you say you share his vision.
Yes.
What exactly is that vision, and how do you think that he applies to young people?
I think I share Sowore vision 100% clear, but I start disagree with him with some issue. But personally, when I look at it deeply, it's except you are close to that young man, to be able to know what he's actually fighting for. And I shared Sowore vision because Sowore was clamoring for a new Nigeria. and most especially the so-called 1999 constitution that we fully document that only give 85% of this resources of this country to the cabal that control this country. I put something yesterday and I think this man took I say revolution with the PVC. She would never got it wrong with that language. And don't forget that this so-called opposition family, the Green Party, they called for revolution. The 2015 election, they called for revolution. They lead a protest against the Jonathan government. But language, they are just misused to real language. Ghosting because this present government will not want anybody that will sabotage their government. They're going to use everything to make sure they bring it down. So when she went for revolution, I personally caution with that revolution. Please, can we just apply something different from revolution? You feel that is the best option for him to use because even the Bible says the kingdom of God suffer violence and violence to carry it by force. If you don't handle Nigeria issue fundamentally, problem will continue with us. So even Nigeria themselves are not helping the issue. The masses are not helping the issue, and most of us who are fighting for the masses are even blaming us. Like from my place, for example, like a local governor, some PDP, APC see me as enemy of progress because I'm not sharing their vision of looting. I'm not sharing that vision of looting. Some people accusing me that I collected money from Sowore. Perhaps Sowore give me nothing. I'm doing so because I share Sowore vision for a new Nigeria that we need to apply common sense. For loud and clear, 2016 election in this state, I was in my local government in Burkina, for example. The PDP were paying 4,500 naira. The APC were paying 6,000 naira. The AD were paying 3,500 naira. I witnessed it. So after in the last 3 years, tell me, where are the infrastructure that can create job? Where are the infrastructure that can bring foreign investors to this state? Where are the infrastructure? Where are the job creation, my brother? Ondo State and Nigeria keep on producing graduates every year. Where are the policy?
Okay. So there is this thing
No,
that
to that question,
yes, exactly.
To that question, Sowore revolution. I put something yesterday that and this morning say PV and your revolution with your PVC. We want and begging Nigerian students, in particular Ondo State. We are not doubting this in this state. We are well educated people. For loud and clear, how long will you 4,300 naira, 5,000, 6,000 we clamoring for your future? I am begging Ondo State. By the time in the next 2 weeks now, the campaign will officially commence, going from local government, going from place to campaign. Listen to us. Ask us questions how we tend to solve our issue. Now she read my own principle with revolution. Everybody must come out with their PVC. INEC has failed responsibility. National Orientation Council has failed. That these are the way we need INEC have what they call electoral sanitation, maybe in some department. They are not doing their jobs. Revolution, I'm calling upon that. October 10, Ondo people need to come out and vote massively and vote based on the if Akedo deserves second time, vote for him. If a PDP deserves to be voted, vote for him. If I Eniola Ojajuni, NPP, vote for me. If I fail to do the needful in the next year, vote me out.
Okay, so I think that call is the Marshall point, and I think the gusto at which you are saying the issues that you have with the current system.
Yeah.
I think that gusto, that passion is strong.
Yeah.
So if you took that passion and say you won the election today,
Yeah.
what 3 sectors? Pick one issue in 3 sectors that you prioritize and ensure that, and what would you do? 3 sectors, one issue in each of those sectors, and what would you do in each of those sectors?
Thank you very much. I'm impressed with your question you just asked me because anytime I'm asking this question, it busts in my mind. And let me just go back to the Agagun days when Agagun was a governor. I was the one who drafted an investment draft for Agagun. Then I was a young man in Lagos University because I traveled with my father to most of our 70 countries across West Africa and Europe. I've discovered that there are new potential. There are potential
70 countries.
17 countries, both Morocco.
We'll get into that later.
So I got a huge of knowledge about how to create jobs. I'm a job creator. I want to create 500,000 jobs for the low people. It's not negotiable. 500,000 jobs. That's why I want. By this, at the end of this interview, if you can go far away. I want to create 5. I keep on saying in the last 1 year, 500,000. How do I create 500,000 jobs? I want to bring in 240 foreign investors. When Agagun was the governor, they have brought in 23 foreign investors. As small as I was, Dr. Olufemi Awani was the Palm Secretary to Minister of Commerce and Industry. He came to Lagos Airport to launch that investment draft. He told me that you're a young man with a lion heart. Where do you get this idea from? I said, Daddy, because anytime I travel to Ondo, I discover that people coming to my father to collect money, and I hate it. Daddy, why can't you just create something that can people can employ people. So I got that idea of, you know, and with my brother being an international business, although he was not educated, but he still love for that matter. Traveling, you know, like the people now, our fishing swords. I discovered that sardine product was in like a local government. Do you know that the Moroccans came from Morocco to Ilaje to get a sardine product? So what takes Ondo State government to bring those foreign investors to Ondo State that put empower those local fishermen? Get this. There's no investor that is coming to Ondo that we don't get the raw materials. No industry. Tell me, is it cocoa? Now, Ondo State have one of the best cocoa in Africa. If you go to shopping mall, I mean, shop right today, you go and get Casablanca, Casablanca chocolate for 2,000 naira. I'm sure you can buy it. And we have more far better than cocoa in Ondo State because we don't have the right leadership in this state. Agagu was the right man, but fortunately, the same set of people want to become governor today work against Agagu. If Agagun will have won that case in court of appeal, Ondo State will have been investment.
So let me bring you back.
In investment sector, I want to create 500,000 jobs, bring in 240 foreign investors that want to create jobs and I want to establish factory, industry in each local government. I'm not talking about my government will be giving Mr. Klike money to go and establish one Kwashoko and one audio project. Have you ever seen where Kabi PLC praise Lagos State government? I ever see like a Sarah company praise Lagos State government? We have over 6,000 companies in Lagos State. How many companies have you ever seen in Lagos State praise Lagos State? It's only on those states that you create one company by your brothers and advertising that they're creating jobs. My brother, we need to wake up. 500,000 jobs in that respect. All the debt industry in Ondo State will function. If I don't do two in 1 year, I'm going to resign. Now go to the educational sector. I am a benefit of free education today, and I Ondo State have nobody in this state have. Nobody, everybody in this state have constitutional right to attend, and it's function of every government to provide enable environment and create a policy that can be able to accommodate every son and daughter of those states to go to school. I told you I paid 250 naira when I was in Lagos State University. When I become governor from those, I keep on saying it. I'm going to rebuild the school of Adekunle University from 150,000 to 4,200 naira per semester. I'm going to do it. It's a policy. I'm going to set to do self-assessment. If I left the place, the coming government will continue. Those things need to have what you call investment life drive. Whereby that, if Lagos, for example, Lagos government, for example, if any government is coming, if you make a done and death, or death, the Lagos government will perform. Because Lagos State government has planned, they have a framework. These are what we're planning for one to do for Ondo State. In the next 20 years, Ondo State government is going to be an investment destination. We have no cost for unemployment in our state. So I'm talking about from 150,000 to 4,200. It's not left for Ondo State youth. For the students, for our mothers, our fathers to go and decide whether Agbaku take money to go and vote. It's left for you. But we will not quit. We will not stop in advocating for good governance.
What metric from 150,000 to 4,200? I'm sure we want to listen to exactly how would that work, seeing as education in Nigeria, if is one that is compared to outside the country, it's still, and you look at monetary value, it's still less. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
How can you compare, lad? How can you compare Nigeria with the UK, with America, who have been in the last 2,000 years? Let me just start from Borno State. Borno State governor. In fact, I was awarded the best governor yesterday. This man built the largest fat in Africa today. How much was allocation of Borno State governor in the war zone? This man is putting world-class infrastructure. How much is this man allocation, my brother? Can you ask yourself a question? Ondo State is oil producing state, for God's sake. Do you know how much you are making? This government claim, if this government or previous government claim there are no money, where are the allocation? Where are the internal revenue you'll be making? You claim you'll be making 3 billion, 7 billion, 12 billion. Where are this money going to? If they claim there are no money, then you need to cut your coat. If a governor is going out with about 20 cars, make it 2 cars. Make it 2 cars. Borno State governor was in Borno State. Borno State governor was going out with just only 3 cars, no security. Are they having trade?
Okay.
Now in the educational sector, how much allocation the allocation budget to Adekunle University or to our polling or to also take Ask yourself a question. Because corruption has deep into these people. I don't want to use the word of insult to them because they don't deserve my respect. I don't say it. I don't regard them because these people they keep on eat our future. 4 days ago, I bought a newspaper punch. I headline say Nigeria is eating its future, our future rather. This I didn't really plan for us. They don't plan for us for God's sake. 5 days ago, the NBC said the rate of unemployment in Nigeria today is about 27.5%. I didn't plan for our future. It's not left for it. Even I said the Bible says the kingdom of God so far valid and valid to carry by. It's not for every son and daughter of this state to decide where they want to go.
Okay.
Let's so, in the education sector, they are huge of money. If they claim there's no money, okay, we let us go into them. Then we take over. It's 4,200 naira per semester. Take it or leave it. It's not negotiable. I'm telling you the fact. If I got to that position, okay, there's okay, yeah, okay, we look at the situation on ground. Maybe they've collected huge of billions of debt because today they are
so in summary is you feel that you can finance that.
We can do that. Let's cut it. Yeah, we can. If they claim they are no money, we are going to cut it. If a commissioner is collecting 2 million naira, you collect 20,000 naira. Okay. If you are not okay, go. We want people that want to serve the interest of the people.
Okay, that level of commitment is what you are bringing to the table.
My brother, if you claim there are no money, if I'm a governor today, if the government is earning 7 million naira, I will make it 200,000 naira. I'm telling you the fact. It's serious. This is a revolution of your PVC. You need to come out and vote. It's not about you going to endorse this man. When God does not endorse, you're endorsing yourself. Something is going to happen in this thing in the next 14 days. I keep on saying it. People say I don't have money. Where do you have this? Something is going to happen in this thing. The God of the masses is going to speak. This election is between the masses and the politicians. The politicians are having their ways now, collecting money, going from one place. But the masses will decide where they are going.
Thank you very much. So we'll backtrack to the issues. Now let's talk about that last statement that says it is the masses versus the politicians. Yeah. So if we split who are the masses that vote, you will have young people, you would have uneducated people, the rural dwellers. Who are the people that vote, you will have probably the elder generation and the working class. These are individual groups that have or specific ways that you can communicate with them, that you can engage with them, or they have specific issues that are unique to their constituency. So there are two questions that I would like to ask you. I'd like if you can answer them in succession. The first is, speaking of to the group that we are worried about, young people, to youth, to that demography, the biggest demography in Ondo State. Speaking to them exactly what form of political engagement would happen if you are elected governor. That's the first. And second is, how have you engaged with the youth in your campaign, in your journey so far? So from when you started last year, October?
Yeah.
Yes, from when you started to now, how have you engaged with that demography? And what will political engagement be? As much as generalities will be nice, specifics would be better if you could go into say, we'll talk about this, and how that program will spread across.
Yeah, we've let me just take it like this. In Nigeria election today, it has become a business center. The ruling party, the two major parties, they've made it a business as usual. So you find it difficult to even convince a youth. Find it difficult. It's where the level of poverty in this country, in this state, somebody may not, even a father or a mother does not mind to sell the future of the children because of poverty. The way these people are managed, they've created poverty and they are not ready to solve the issue, because if they knew that if they solve this poverty mentality of Nigerians, they will lose it out. The technocrats, the young people, the young Nigerians who have what it takes to deliver this country, we come into it. Do you know that these people, since 1999 to today, they've enriched themselves. How many poor men can come to Nagbaka? How many poor men can go to the government chairman office? Because they are classic. The difference between the politician and the masses is about 89%. Now, the issue of the youth, we have been meeting various youth, talking. Even when your president emerged last year, today making 1 year in office, I remember I called him, I even sent a message. I called him and talked to him. I said, now you are taking a mandate of leadership. It's not less for you to stay away from faction. I talked to him on phone. We've been trying to meet each other, but unfortunately we met today. Talking to various groups. But fortunately, because these people are not, they're expecting money from me. If you ask me for 2 years, I can't afford 2 years, I can give 50 kobo. They'll look at this man is not serious. You understand? So the monetary aspect, These people they've sabotaged the money. That's why we are begging them. We are appealing to them. They should come out and vote for their country. They should stop this money. Even okay, if they decide to collect money from these people because they want to feed their family or feed themselves, let them go and vote for the right people. The right people who are ready to govern, who are ready to deliver, who are ready to make government free and fair, who are ready to make government accountable. Must I be desperate because I want to become governor? We are just like I'm a candidate. We are going to the market to sell our product. It's not left for you to buy other good or bad.
Okay, no, so let's backtrack to the context of that question. So I'd like to repeat that question again. So it's how that in so you mentioned like you mentioned that you've engaged youth groups when so what has those engagements been? What form has it taken? Have they been on an individual level or have they
Uh,
been
uh,
on a party level
have
and that
on both
dynamics?
on individual level, on party level, on regional level, community level. We've met with people. We've been talking. We've been going from local government to what, talk to them. Please, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. Come and support us. People
Who
have
have you
been
been
asking me.
speaking to? What young people have you been speaking to?
I've been speaking with over 10 groups in those states.
10
I wouldn't
groups.
want to mention for spiritual reasons. I've been speaking in groups, talking to them, trying to let them know that they are needful. We need to just have to take a decision. In fact, some group of youth came here 2 days ago. I told them, now about you claim that you drop out from school and you drop out from school. And this morning your leader, who happened to be your leader in school, was supporting somebody who was who allowed, you know, he called for sugar refreshment, he just asking ourselves, in form of interaction, asking where is the way forward. With the look of things now, with these people, and I could see that if those three people continue with this mentality, another 4 years and suffering and smiling. Fela was the only prophet in this country that someone believe on. Fela was only prophet, sorry, the only prophet of God that have no church, they have no altar. Everything Fela said today is coming to pass. It's coming to pass today. I don't need to be paying Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. to be advertised on social media.
Okay.
Literally, I
Okay.
am made
Okay.
way for the people.
Okay.
The people themselves, look, this man have something. Let me people promote him. Do you know, as a result of going consultation to one another, I've been having issues with some youth in this state. Some even coming in, insult, I don't mind. It's left for you to decide your future. Want to go, it's left for you. But we are appealing to them that they are needful for change. We need to change. Your PVC is your future. If you collect 10,000 naira today, you will not solve the present problem you have today.
Okay.
In the local government, kind of government are there, in Ilaje, in every state. In fact, I'm believing
The
that
issues, the
the
issues,
issue
everybody
continue.
can see. Everybody
Everybody
can
can
see
see
the
that
issues.
everywhere
Everybody can see the
we
issues.
are seeing the issue, but
Yes.
now it's not left for them to take a very strong decision. A very strong decision,
So
irrespective of party,
yes.
individually. Look at the
Yes.
quality of individual.
So in making decisions, there are certain parameters that guide that guide those decisions.
Yeah.
So one of those issues is saying that on the issue of on the issue of conviction, like this particular individual speaks to the truth or speaks to the interest of what matters. So what would matter in the space of political engagement of young people to your government?
What would be
What would matter in the space of political engagement? What do you think would be the correct form of political engagement with young people in your government?
my manifesto out there? I say the youth will occupy 75% my government.
75.
Percent my government. I'm not talking about ordinary. I'm talking about youth with technical mindset. I'm talking about youth. Okay, Mr. A, go and do that. Go and do it right way. In fact, what my government, what we are going to do is we want to centralize the commissioners. Commissioner for Information may be in Akure, in Ondo Town. Office, relocate office to Ondo Town. Commissioner for Infrastructure will be in Owo. Commissioner for Investments will be in Ondo State, Akure. We go to centralize it. Every Monday and Friday. We have economic teams talking about people. So the government will be close to the people. We want to run a government close to the masses. The government of the people and for the people. We want to serve the interest, not the interest of the party. Not my personal interest. If I want to serve my personal interest, being a candidate, I will know how to, I can never sell my confidence. Except, you know, I'm still looking at it. Except it's not God will for me to be a governor from those states.
That political mantra is one that we've always spoken about: corruption, corruption, corruption. And one of the things that is statistically proven is corruption reduces the quality of engagement. So, and that corruption is one we bulk at and we say, especially and it has been shaded in the light of young people and say they are only concerned about money politics. What exactly do you think should be the correct approach to politics? That is so we know the reality is money politics. What is the cause of that money politics, especially from looking at it in the perspective of young people? You highlighted poverty. What other issues do you think point at that root problem that we have? Because we really cannot make any advancement on any issue-based systems on education, investment, and all that if these issues at the base level is not solved.
I grew up in this state in the 90s. I grew up in a boutique barren in like a local government those years. Do you know that it's difficult for us for something to lose at home, even the church? I can remember my mother forgot something in the church. 90s. Somebody saw it and brought it to us at home. It can't happen now. It can't happen. Even a pastor steal from the church. It can't happen because I keep on saying these people, we need to redefine this country. If you don't redefine this country, particularly the 1999 constitution, the problem will keep on moving. The problem will keep on moving. The problem will keep on. The number one issue for us to identify in order for us to be able to sanitize all these problems we find ourselves in this country is they redefine the process of the 1999 constitution. Now you have EFC. As EFC really functions very well, are they independent? Now, look at what Oyo State government just passed a law. Oyo State economically financial crimes that deal with all these criteria of the thing. Those in my government, when I become a governor in Ondo State, the first thing among the 17 I'm talking about is we want to correct the wrongdoing of those people. We want to correct the impression of those people that we can do it. We can make a model change by doing so. We are saying something to Ondo State Assembly. We call it Ondo State criteria bill. This criteria bill is going to hand over all these areas. The issue of student journalism and the issue of community policing, the issue of traditional ruler engaged in politics. In the 90s, when the Kabiyesi wake up, the first thing that the Kabiyesi will do, the Kabiyesi will call the chief priest to come and tell if I to come and ask what is going to happen today. If a Kabiyesi wake up today, the first thing even the Baale, you want to call the government chairman, how much are you coming to, how much are you bringing in? The Kabiyesi want to call governor. So the foundation, the Bible says, when the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundation is faulty. The PDP has played this foundation of this country on money policy. And the same PDP that is, I call PDP witchcraft, APC wizard. These are the two wizards and witchcraft control destiny of this country.
Okay.
And if we don't kill this destiny, if we don't kill this wizard, they will kill us. They will destroy. That's why they keep on promoting poverty among ourselves. They don't want this poverty to eradicate it, because that is why they keep on against INEC. Electoral votes is a way out.
Okay. So
it's a way out. It's a way out.
Yes.
If the so-called National Assembly, they don't regard ourselves because if the National Assembly really knew well for this country before 2023 election, they need to make sure they pass. They look into the electoral act. And the issue of party have their own too. When the party is asking aspirant to pay 22 million naira, 25, you have 25 aspirants. 22 million naira and 25, my brother, that's about 100 million. That 100 million can be the party in the local government that will employ at least not less than 50 or 2,000 people. And these individual politicians, they have the money. And it's unfortunate that they say youth who are graduated, who are dropped out, are still promoting these people. Because they are giving them 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira, that to be promoting them. Since I've started my campaign, this is the area that the youth are fighting me. I never engage any youth, give you data. If you think I'm best for you, promote me. I can give you.
Okay. So, but in the summary of your picture has been, these things are bad. Everything is bad. This is, but I know what is good and I can do what is good, or I am the best person to do what is good. Like everybody says that every politician that has come out for elections or has said the exact same words, the same problem statement that you have is what 16 other candidates have. Why should you vote for them?
You see, I'm different from them. I was appointed as a consultant to Delta State Government on Investment and Foreign Policy.
In what year?
In 2018. I didn't collect 1 naira for 6 months. Go and ask. I didn't collect 1 naira.
And what is the scorecard of that relationship?
Because the relationship is interesting today. In fact, we are organizing one of the best investment summits in Africa. before the election, before the governor said, we are cutting. I mean, we are stopping this investment summit. Then after the election, but fortunately, COVID-19 came in. I never predicted one naira. I data state government, data state investment. I was a consultant to them for good 8 months. I didn't call anyone naira. I'm doing so to project my future, to let the people of Ondo know that I can do what is needful. I am the best candidate in this election. I may not have money like them. I'm rich. I may not have money, but my knowledgeable is on 1,000,000%. I'm the best among them. Among all these candidates we are seeing today going from one party or going for, how many of them have ever seen the manifesto or tell them how they think to solve our problem? No. In my life, I've never voted for PDP APC. I voted for Ganifa in 1999. I voted NPC, I mean, NCP. I've been voting for Ganifa. I mean, in fact, the last election, I voted for Fire. I mean, my father, Olufalaye. Then I voted for Ganifa. I mean, the last election, I voted Patutome. I vote my conscience. You may not win the election, I vote the right person. I think.
Okay, so I think that you've heard it. Mr. Ojajuni has put out his mind. He's saying that he's passionate about development. He can peruse development. The thing about choice is choice only comes when there is informed, or the quality of choice increase when there is informed decisions, when you can make decisions that are informed. We've had Mr. Ojajuni, subsequent episodes you'll be hearing from other candidates. But thank you for coming on Conversation Ondo today, sir. And we hope that this interaction will continue beyond now, and we can increase that interaction to how you speak to young people about issues that matter and how it concerns them. And the core messaging is simple. The only way you can make change, do revolution, in the words of Sowore, is to revolutionize through your PVCs. We should revolutionize through your PVCs. And that is what Ojajuni is saying. Come October 10, revolutionize Ondo State through your PVCs. This is Conversation Ondo. My name is Ilaje LGA. Thank you very much.